say, if there's ever been one, everybody gets a game ball. But this guy didn't quit me. You always thought he would figure it out. He had two passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown.
Gotta love sports. But what a scene after the game. The Vikings overcame an 11-point deficit in the fourth quarter to take down the Bears, winning 27-24 and spoiling Ben Johnson's Chicago debut. J.J. McCarthy had 143 passing yards, 2 passing TDs, 1 rushing TD in his NFL debut. All 3 touchdowns coming in the fourth quarter. After throwing a pick 6 in the third quarter, Caleb and Ben Johnson reflecting on that Week 1 loss.
We felt like we were dominating the game, like you said, and we were, in control up to 2 scores coming out of half, and that mentality is something that we have, something that we preach, and that didn't happen today. It's not a play call thing, it's not anything like that. It's just being able to go out there and execute the plays that are called, and be able to execute them at a high level.
It didn't seem like we were all on the same page the whole time. So, like I said, that's a reflection of me as much as anything else, because what we said, as long as we were communicating the mic point and we're on the same page, we'd be just fine this game.
Stephen A., let's get into it. Do you think Caleb should get a pass for Week 1 loss?
I believe so. He started out completing his first 6 passes on that first drive, his first 10 passes overall. From there on, he completed only 11 of 25 passes. That's at 44%. What that tells me is that there's somebody on the other side of the ball. His name is Brian Flores, defensive coordinator for the Minnesota Vikings. Not only somebody that's going up against a player entering just his second season with his 3rd head coach and his 4th offensive coordinator in the first 18 games of his career, but also somebody that was going up against a rookie coach in Ben Johnson, a rookie head coach, who had been the offensive coordinator in Detroit over the last few years that Brian Flores was accustomed to coaching against as well. Right. And by the way, as I mentioned earlier, this is not Detroit, where you had Gibbs and Montgomery in the backfield, both 1,000-yard rushers, and Jameson Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown, both 1,000-yard receivers, plus Laporte at the tight end spot. No, the Chicago Bears are talented, but not that kind of talent on that level that Ben Johnson had to work with all of these years. So now you're in Chicago, you're a rookie head coach, you got a rookie offensive coordinator who was a tight ends coach in Denver the last 2 years, okay? So you got a rookie head coach, a rookie offensive coordinator, your 4th head coach in your first 18 games of your career, your 4th offensive coordinator, your 3rd head coach in the first 18 games of your career. That's a lot to go up against when your first game of the season, the second season, is on Monday Night Football against Brian Flores, who basically played a marathon, not a sprint, played chess instead of checkers, and took time to figure you out. And once he did that, again, like CC said, he blitzed you once early and then blitzed you 14 more times as the game waned. Come on now. If there's ever a reason to give a kid a pass, it would be that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's more of a reason than an excuse, right? Like, I think when you talk about what he has dealt with in Chicago for the last 17 weeks before this game, and I think the relationship between Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, they've only been together 5 or 6 months. Like, it's going to take time. So the same way we're giving, J.J. McCarthy, he's actually been with O'Connell for over a year, right? He watched how Darnold and O'Connell dealt with pregame meetings. What does that look like? How does a play caller associate with a quarterback? Like, this is all new for Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson. So I think there were some opportunities there that they didn't take advantage of. They'll go back. They'll have some regret about those. But ultimately, you should feel good about the situation. Caleb Williams will continue to get better. Ben Johnson will continue to get better as a tandem. But I think it's a reason. It's not an excuse. You don't want people to think, oh, well, winning doesn't. It definitely matters. They had an opportunity. They didn't take advantage of it. But they'll learn from this. But he's got a lot of habits. Caleb Williams has a lot of habits that he was taught last year that he has to overcome. Right, like kind of the panic moves, like when he tried to, or we got the intentional grounding when he's trying to throw the ball away. Those kinds of things, you don't make You don't make bad plays worse. And I think he kind of fell back into that a little bit when Flores started blitzing him more, and that's kind of what cost him in the game.
So he definitely deserves a pass this week. I think, unfortunately, people set the bar extremely high. All offseason, it was like he's getting the best offensive mind that was available. Ben Johnson, we saw what he did with the Lions, so Caleb clearly has to lead this Bears team to the playoffs. And I thought that was a little bit lofty. I wanted to see him play some meaningful games in December and January, like end of season,
sure.
right? The challenging part here is that people will look at Caleb and say, the same mistakes that we saw, where even before he was drafted, teams wanted to see that you can do the simple, the basic, the fundamentals right. Because we know you can scramble around and throw on the run. He looked very uncomfortable at times.
For
Stephen's point, that's a Brian Flores situation. Unfortunately for Caleb, guess where Brian Flores is? In your division.
That's right.
So week 1 versus week 7, week 18, you're going to have to see Ben Johnson throughout a season, right? Brian Flores.
Yeah. And it's a copycat league, so people will copy that guy.
Right. But also the fact the first 15 of the game looked great. Like Bears, okay, they're rolling. For 3 quarters, okay, they kind of got stymied a little bit. And then you see a young man who literally is a rookie essentially in the NFL on the football field standpoint. He came in, despite his slow start, despite the struggles, stayed with it and rose to the occasion. And I think that's what people are going to point to, that this guy who hadn't played at all last year came into a situation where Sam Darnold was here, and the expectation is you carry this team to the playoffs just as far as Sam Darnold. Oh, and also Jordan Addison wasn't there. Yeah. You were missing a key weapon, and he still was able to pull it out.
Can I say this about that comparison too? Let's not forget, this team won 14 games. Right? Like it's a good roster.
Very good roster.
Like it's a good team. So Chicago as a team isn't as good as Minnesota. Like if you're just looking at rosters, I would tell you the better situation would have been Minnesota anyway. So I just want everybody to realize that part of that goes in. It's difficult. He's the first pick of the draft, goes through, to your point, 4 offensive coordinators. I mean, imagine learning the language 4 different times in the first 18 games you played, because that's literally what you're learning. That is not easy to do, and everything gets dumped on the quarterback. Now, did he play exceptionally well? No. Are there things he has to work on? For sure. But I would tell you, if I'm comparing the two, I'd be like, hey, I'd take the Minnesota pick. I'd take that job all day over what Caleb's got to overcome. I mean, in that organization, it's totally different.
Stephen A., do you feel like you learned more about Caleb or McCarthy?
For me, I learned more about McCarthy because I walked into the game desperately wanting to see why Kevin O'Connell, who's the quarterback whisperer, who had such a fantastic year last year until the last 2 games, the end of the regular season, and of course, the playoff game against the Reds. I found myself looking and saying, okay, I know McCarthy balled out, won a national championship in Michigan. He's out all last year with a meniscus tear, but my God, he hasn't thrown an NFL pass. And you're letting Sam Darnold walk out the door after he threw 35 touchdowns, 12 interceptions for you guys. You got 14-2 start to the season last year. You got Justin Jefferson. You got Jordan Addison once he gets back. You look at Hawkinson and these brothers. You got all of these pieces, and you're saying you basically want to hand the reins to a rookie. I walked in saying, I need to see this. And through the first 3 quarters, I wasn't that damn impressed. For sure. Especially after he threw that pick 6. But he showed up in that fourth quarter.
The resilience, and said a lot.
To give his credit where credit is due.
You think the Packers are going to run away with the NFC North?
I do. I think
after a gain of 2. Once again, it's Pacheco. And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5, and here comes 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Mahomes. Oh, in trouble. Down he goes. 2 minutes remain in the fourth quarter. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. On fourth down, on is the Chiefs' new punter for 2024, Matt Ariza. Ronnie Bell is back deep to return it. This is taken at the 25. Oh, how about the coverage there? Met and dropped before he can get a return going. This is 1st and 10. They'll motion over Samuel. They'll drop to throw. Caught. This is Ayuk. Here's 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Purdy. Looking middle there, but it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Christian McCaffrey out of the backfield. 3rd down coming up. Out of the gun, it's Purdy. Has his man, it's Samuel. And he's into the end zone yet again. Deebo Samuel. Touchdown, San Francisco. Make it 4 touchdowns for him on the afternoon. So that one, his 4th touchdown catch of the game. That is one behind the single-game NFL record. And he will get in for the 2. They open up the bag of tricks on the goal line and add a pair of points.
Nothing fancy here. This was old-school throwback smash-mouth football, and they were able to pick up the 2-point play.
A one-score game late, and you figure they got to have this one as they'll try an onside kick.
Illegal touching. Offense.
This is tough. You're trying to give your guys a chance and time it just right, but you have to hit it hard enough. This time, it doesn't go 10 yards. Not going to work out.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. A run up the middle with Pacheco. The speed on display. He's in. Isaiah Pacheco. Touchdown, KC. Big play out of the running game as the back accelerates all the way to the house for the rushing touchdown.
And Mike, when we talk about burst, that's what we're talking about. And they told us all week, be ready for this guy. He's got something special to him, and that long touchdown there is exactly what they're talking about.
Here's the Chiefs and Mahomes lining up to add on 2 more. They'll run with Pacheco. And he's going to go backwards on that one. They take him down back at the 6-yard line.
I don't love the call. I mean, all week you practice these gotta-have-it plays. Every call sheet, Mike, has 3 or 4 plays that are down here in the goal line that could also be used as 2-point plays. I think to simply turn it around and just hand the ball to your running back, gotta be a little bit more creative. That's a big missed opportunity.
So now it's Butker following the touchdown to send this one away.